Alright, we're back to another Ace Attorney, the Cringeworthy series on the investigations, of course. Last where we left off, actually let me go ahead and continue. Yeah, so last where we left off, we did some investigating in the lower levels of this plane. We've been accused of murder on this rich, savvy person that died in the elevator. And we've come to the conclusion that essentially that there is more stuff to investigate into the airplane's workshop or gift shop. The attendant that was assigned to us apparently got caught lying about being able to lead us to anywhere of any part of the plane, so she got caught up, and now we got this bimbo-looking other attendant who's like half asleep. But honestly, she's a little more than she seems, to be honest. So we're gonna continue off where we left off and see if we can crack the case. Alright, so let's see here. Let's check this out real quick. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Captain Ugo here was probably used to hit the victim on the back of the head. Yeah, we've already checked this out, so we'll talk to the lady here. Miss Meal, about investigating the in-flight shop. You have no use to me asleep. Wake up!
Huh? What's up?
I need you to come with me so I can search the shop.
Go on ahead without me. I'll catch up with you later.
How has this woman not been fired yet? Okay.
Oh, I am really mad. You had better hurry and bring to me some evidence.
If you could just wait for just a little longer while we look into the shop.
Number the birds before they are born.
Don't number the... What? I have no idea what he's talking about. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, perhaps. All I ask you of you is your patience and cooperation. Yeah, let's run over to the gift shop. Alright, it's now 8:32 a.m. We are now in the gift shop. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here.
You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then.
Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much.
I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There is a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Alright. Let's check out here. There is a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases.
You know what I'd suggest?
Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip.
Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present?
I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything.
But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time.
Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Alright. The glass from this display case's door was shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat. Okay. There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in such a manner as to scream "buy me" to any passerby. Oh, what's this? Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale.
We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one?
I sense that this shop is one shop away from being sued. Yeah, it's kind of immoral, I think, to sell a life vest when it should already be provided. What are these?
Oh, those are a company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it.
Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy.
No way, but either way, it doesn't really matter.
True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane?
Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Ugo head painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you?
It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach.
Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest in it to begin with.
It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Miss Tenero designed this?
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp, like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... blah.
Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected.
Ah! You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Interesting.
Here, I'll put it back.
Okay. Oh yeah, it doesn't have the fucking stoppers on there, that's why. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meal was holding on. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
How about it, Miss Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed.
Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Okay. Let's try to put two and two together. So, broken glasses, suitcase, tiny cabin's hat. Seen one of these before. The blood on it is still fresh. Could this be the murder weapon? I would say we could probably put these two together, right? Nope. Yeah, they don't fit. Alright. That's fine. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them.
Well, you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth.
Excuse me. How the fuck can she hear my voice? What?
I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever.
So, what do you think about what has happened regarding this case?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can assure you that I am here in this shop to prove just the opposite.
Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know? So don't forget that, okay?
How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep?
Well, you know what really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there?
Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. Okay, what if I present you this?
Miss Rhoda said that this piggy bank was in the shop, right? Don't you find her a tiny bit suspicious?
I don't think I can say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there.
Are you sure about that? Like I said earlier, I was the one answering people's calls while we were refueling in Zhangfa. And Mr. Hicks was in his seat at that time.
What time was that again?
He called at around 5 a.m. You were at your seat around then too, you know.
I do recall people calling for service around that time. Even if this turns out to be a waste of time, I must stand firm. I just know that there's a vital clue or two awaiting me here in this shop. Okay. What about this?
So what is that? Are you gonna give it to me? Oh, but I'm not supposed to accept any presents. Unless they're really worth something.
Okay. Nothing else from her. Oh wait, I already checked these flyers. So we've already checked this entire place out. I guess we have to put 2 and 2 together. Broken glasses, murder weapon. Or actually, maybe we can just check the... No, footprints. Check that. Maybe that's some sort of museum. Yeah, okay. There's nothing much else to work on. We'll just go back. Or no? Really? Okay. So if there's nothing else to look at, then I have to put 2 and 2 together, I guess. Okay, hold on. Tiny hat? Oh, okay. Gotcha, alright. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it?
Really?
Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in the shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything?
I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright, well, obviously here. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke in order to take the piggy bank. It's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly.
Ah!
What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts!
But please, tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator?
Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of GoU Airlines, Mr. Ugo Hughes. On the bottom shelf we have the cute one, the middle shelf is the realistic one. And on the top shelf, that's the floral version.
Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. GoU Airlines related related books line this shelf. The history of GoU Airlines, the future of GoU Airlines. The 7 wonders of GoU. Fight on, GoU Airlines. Working name Ugo Airlines. You. The titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. Okay, so then I guess deduce? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I owed? Yeah. There is definitely something very unusual about this.
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Ugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Ooh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case.
Nope. No, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time.
Eh? That's nice.
Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Ugo Bang from here after the turbulence. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen when I'm talking.
What?
But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility.
But then what if when the killer went to take Captain Ugo, they broke the glass by accident?
The display case is locked, so it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have.
Oh, and who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything.
Miss Rhoda Tenero, huh? Okay. Good to know. Nothing else I can really check. Now let's take another look. The plane shook so much during it that it made a huge mess of the shop. Both these connected. Ah, Eureka! Yes, there's definitely something wrong here.
What's with the sun yelling?
Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure, they totally ooze strange, like the color and the such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. Anyways, these suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? I guess they take after their creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous.
I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. What is so unusual about this suitcase? Well, it doesn't have the fucking roller things. Or the blockers. There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
Huh? As in,
there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so, it is very likely that these suitcases was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Guess we'll just look inside. This was apparently designed by Miss Tenero herself. Design is a certain je ne sais quoi about it.
yeah, perhaps that is...
Or, yes, that is the best way to put it. Okay, let's open it. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood.
Ah! It's blood!
It appears that the suitcase is very strongly tied to a murder after all. Investigation complete. Alright, nice. That was pretty simple.
So explain this to me. What does the suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner, such as to move something perhaps.
But aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is... The thing I believe that the killer used the suitcase to transport is... Oh, it's probably the body?
Take that!
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it?
But...
In light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hex was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
So you're saying that after moving the body to the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing, just that, I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something.
Excuse me, Miss Edgeworth. Oh, there she is.
I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Miss Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we arrive. I don't know why I talked like that. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Meal reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued. Alright, that was pretty short. We're going to keep going, of course, though. That was only 20 minutes. Yep, alright, we're going to save right here. And we are going to continue. Oh, dang, we landed. Alright. It is now 1 p.m. at the Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Mio, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering what I can't fucking think. So I'm left wondering just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Oh god, it's this chick. Franziska? I thought you were still in Germany.
I go where I am needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Franziska von Kammer, the daughter of my mentor Manfred von Kammer. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of relief if you are.
Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought that I'd see the day when the disciple of the House of Von Kammer would become a criminal. Have you no shame?
Oh, wait, it has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and beat him to death.
Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man?
I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your unrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be.
I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for.
Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill. So, why don't we solve this together?
I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I have no intention to.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir. Oh, hey, boss.
Too slow.
Ow! Listen up. I am leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up. Understand?
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him?
A simple yes or nine, detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigations, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
God. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, boy, am I glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, Detective.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Francisca is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case, I have a few questions for you. So how is the initial investigation going?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office, and we're taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Francisca. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
Oh? And how so?
I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she, knew there had to be a murder or something, and had come in advance to wait your flight's arrival.
That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this.
Ms. Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kind of top secret, sir, so she can't talk about it even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation, starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Alright, let's talk to this kid. A view of the planes preparing for takeoff.
I want to ride a plane someday and go overseas.
Have you never been to another country before, Detective?
Nope, not yet, sir. I don't even have a passport. But I've been saving up for that adventure someday. A penny a day to be precise.
At that rate, he won't be making any trips until well after retirement. God, I can't speak. Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gone big enough to warrant its own brand shops.
Ooh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try.
What should I go with? I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags.
If you really want one that badly, Detective, why don't you go ahead and buy one?
Is that okay, sir? Thanks. Alright then, I'm really gonna get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Star-Spangled Banner lunchbox, please.
I hope he's aware that that's the most expensive one on the menu. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair.
I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir.
I did it. I made it with the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof. I made it alive. It's now my prized possession.
How did you just take that from the plane?
It's okay, Mr. Gumshoe. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least.
I hope so. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
Soviet Russia World Flags lunchboxes, eh, Joe?
Mr. Edwards, we gotta get him some water.
Found it. No. Oh, I found way of creativity powers coming on. It's over 9,000 walls. For my next late movie, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Tokyo. This is the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's called Horrors of Many Boxers.
Ew, good thing it was a false alarm, alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie.
Completely ignoring me as usual.
Alright, can we go back here? Alright, here we go. Alright, we're back on the plane. It's now 1:37 p.m., first class.
So, you must be the captain.
Why, yes, I am. And who might you be?
I am the protege prosecutor Franziska von Karma, and I have a very few questions for you.
Don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
Oh, wait, whoa, what are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip.
Ah! Damn, poor guy. Oh, wait up.
Alright, 1:40 p.m. First floor, lounge.
Now see here. Now see here. Ah! Sorry. I'm so sorry. How long can do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you.
Mr. LeBlanc?
Oh, it is you. Tell me this man to stop stopping me from me going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second of a wasteful time to spend.
Alright, let's go talk to him. Did you finish taking his statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Pay, I tell you.
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. Oh, costumes, oh, stone statues. I sell all kinds of arts.
Oh, costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Yeah, speaking of which... Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's Bulgarian cloth.
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders coming from over the seas for more.
Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo this time is many gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved?
You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal.
The stubbornness of you, please. It is no good. It is no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room, too.
That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Mr. Nero. Right. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's ask him about Rhoda. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
He was taken into the attendant's room for her interview. And then these two have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her.
Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Uh-oh.
Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Mr. Nero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room.
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated tracking, but you can't pour the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
God damn it.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found. The only person in this lounge the entire time was your Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
The likeliest suspect, Francisca.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it is not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break your line of logic fast. Alright, start pressing.
Hold it!
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey, you say that like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles. Ow!
I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily.
Hold it!
So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all that I know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying that there's more I need to know?
Ah! Why did you hit with me?
Sorry, Scarfy. My hand must have slipped.
It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet.
Hold it!
What do you mean by scene?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I am talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found.
Hold it!
While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
Objection!
We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time.
Hold it!
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect.
But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Von Karma's gotta believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like Ow!
Quiet, Scruffy. Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that he is not a criminal.
Francisca?
I demand to see some proof that you are not the guilty party.
The likely suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic one at a time. Okay, so...
Objection!
There we go, yep. Because the body was actually not here, it was actually somewhere else, we transported. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusion?
Excuse me?
All you did was find a piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to the conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Von Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
As if there's no proof of that.
Where's the proof that the suitcase was moved around? Where is the proof that the suitcase... Wait, hold on. 1200 price tag, not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. I was about to say, I thought this, where's the proof that this was moved? Okay. I mean... Oh, right there.
Take that!
The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator?
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase? Oh, it's right there.
Take that!
This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot.
Oh dear, she's on another tangent.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator, with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcases. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Okay, there's so much wrong with that, but not bad, for logic. For something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in your logic in one fell swoop. Alright, let me review our evidence real quick. So, hold on. So, after the turbulence... I mean, honestly, we could just probably present this, but, you prepared yourself and acquired the piggy before the plane hit that turbulence. Well, here's the thing, though, it didn't. Here, we'll press her first.
Hold it!
And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass like this.
Ow! You've shattered my heart of glass!
So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the Captain Uko bank, does she?
That takes care of how you obtain the murder weapon.
Okay.
Hold it!
I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge.
I thought you said that. What? Did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge by accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it.
But then wouldn't there be blood still in the mix?
You accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now? Well, see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on that as we speak.
And what do you propose I did after that?
Hold it!
So I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then where was I headed, Francisca?
That's pretty obvious. You are bringing it to the first class where you could safely keep an eye on it.
We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary.
Annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because...
Wait, she's saying that the body fell out of the suitcase?
Hold it!
You've experienced turbulence on a flight before.
Of course, many times. You'll get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second.
Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. It'd been bad if you had already really blanked out.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it!
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I would be so easily caught?
Objection!
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now.
You fucking bitch. I have to find a contradiction fast, or I won't have much of my own hide left to save.
I have to say, you are looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge.
Hold it!
Okay. I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then you are yielding to my statements.
Don't be foolish. I still insist that you are the killer, but in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. The logic is reasonably sound, and a large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. Okay. So hold on, so... You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit the turbulence. Which is not true, because that fell out. And I guess we can try this.
Objection!
Yeah, I figured. It fucking... Yeah, no, there's no way I could have grabbed it. It broke out because of the glass. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Captain Ugo piggy bank is just a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the ballad on the blank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at this way, the killer basically did three things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick the bank up from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in the lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence, and the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your store tactics are at an end.
Well, it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir.
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility,
And that would be?
that the piggy bank is in fact the real murder weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence, by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane I cannot fucking speak, that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Francisca, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast. I am not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is a sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes?
Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Ternero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Alright, here we go. It is now 2:23 p.m.
So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Mr. Nero,
Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too.
can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright.
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Mio. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness.
Miss Ternero, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly.
Yes, I was.
And why were you there?
Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve.
all I did was go check up on the shop like I always do.
You're saying it was for work then?
Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise.
After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct?
Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe we should ask her about that thing. What thing? Yeah, let's ask her about this. If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nero.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase, you're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
The last one? Wait, what does she mean by last one? So you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yeah, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
One in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it, personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... Should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of the suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time. I think not. Miss Tenero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Teneri says? Is it the price tag? It has to be the price tag.
Take that!
Tell me, Miss Teneri, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, the suitcase was originally in flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was her.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then, the reason you went back to the shop and came back here was...
I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? Well, because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
You buy one every single time you work a flight?
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase. $1,200? Holy fuck, dude! Whoa, this wait, so you're telling me this fucking lady has been paying $1,200 every flight? Holy shit, how much, what is her pay rate? What?
This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m. Okay, so she bought at 5:40, so roughly 20 minutes before the murder happened.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Oh, that's... Okay, I feel kind of hurt. Miss Tenero, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold. Oh, jeez.
Then the suitcases this killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases, do you?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. It's all I ever wished for them to be.
Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because, just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisco?
Going on these wild goose chases, you are a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used that key card.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francisco got information out of Miss Meal.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required.
Different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tanero, and only you.
Ah, you scared me.
What? Is this true, Miss Tenero?
Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on. I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone.
Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through?
Wait, it's not like that.
You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Damn. Francisco.
What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However,
Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Rick Road. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. Ooh, to be continued. Ooh, alright, things are getting a little spicy. So, we now know that basically someone has stolen her keycard, and honestly, I'm getting the feeling that it might be Meal, you know, the lady with their boobs kind of showing. You know, question as to why she would do that, who knows, but anyways, so we've gone through now essentially 2 scenes of investigation. I think it is a good time to stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and then of course I'm going to be uploading this onto YouTube probably tomorrow, hopefully, or either that or the next day after from this recording. But if you guys did enjoy this and you haven't followed or subscribed to either channel, leave a follow on this stream and leave a subscription or subscribe on YouTube, and I will catch you around. Until then, I hope you have a good day.